Well, hello there, beautiful. Welcome back to the tea room. It's time for tea with Tamara, and today I have a demo review video for you featuring the Philosophy Renewed Hope in a Jar. Let's get it together, girl. Skin tint, and yeah. There's that. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna really restrain myself from going on my typical long product name rant, so we're just gonna leave it at that, okay? But yeah, you guys, I picked this up, and let me tell you whose fault it is why I have this. It's not really her fault, but I'm gonna blame her for it, and that's my story and I'm sticking to it. But y'all, Harriet, who is phenomenal, if you don't know who she is, I will have her channel linked below. Awesome, wonderful woman, and knows her stuff when it comes to makeup and all of that stuff. But she featured this on her Snapchat and on her YouTube channel and on Instagram, and like compelled. When I say I was compelled to go investigate on my own and see how good this stuff is. Like, guys, do you like, I mean, I know I'm a YouTuber too, and I rant about stuff and I, tell you how awesome things are and you want to go get it. But like, for real, the struggle is real, okay? So when like you're watching another YouTuber and you see them putting on something, do you not have that overwhelming feeling sometimes like you need to stop what you're doing, pause the video and go get it because it's just that great? Well, that was this for me, okay? I watched her demo review video on this and I was like, are you kidding me? Because this is pretty much all that she used on her skin, minus the powders and the concealers, and her skin was flawless. I mean, flawless. And what got me about this is that it's lightweight. It does not give you cake face, but the coverage is amazing and it's kind of buildable. It has SPF 20 in it. And so like the name says, it's a skin tint. Let's turn this around properly. It's a skin tint, but it goes on like a foundation. So I'm like, a plus and a plus, like yes. And it's summertime and I don't want to deal with the heavier foundations. And anyway, in summertime, I like a more dewy, even though I have an oil slick, I prefer a more dewy, glowy looking skin in the summertime as opposed to a super, super matte face. If that's not your thing, do you. But let me just tell you this, even if you do prefer a matte finish, when this stuff dries down, as I'm going to show it to you in a minute, it does dry down to a matte finish. And then you can put your powder on top of that and you can do your oil mattifying primer beneath that and you will be good to go. So before I get into this demo, after I've talked you to death about the product, but it is also a demo and review, so I wanted to give you a little bit of information about it first. Let me tell y'all what is in my tea. Like, first of all, can we appreciate this cup, okay? So this is one of my favorite mugs. I've had this mug for several years now, and when I owned my bakery in Georgia, I used to bake cakes, and it had the word cake on it right there. And yeah, and I was like, this is coming home with me. And then of course the little teapot. And so long before I ever created the tea room, I had this mug. And so I don't think I've ever shared this mug with you guys before, and I wanted you guys to see it. So what is in my mug? I am drinking the Stash Premium Breakfast in Paris tea. And this is what the little wrapper looks like. I'm sorry, I crumbled it up by mistake. But this has a blend of black tea, lavender, bergamot extract, and vanilla extract. But the lavender is what comes through the most. And I'm going to take a little sip real quick here. Yes. If you don't like black tea, it's kind of strong. If you don't like black tea, you may not like that. However, if you are a tea lover, like I'm a tea lover too, you're gonna really enjoy this. I just feel like every time I sip on that, I feel like I'm at a spa, because most spas have lavender in their room diffusers or in their oils and stuff like that. But it's just like one of those teas where if you just need to take a moment and you just need to chill and relax and get some peace and calm, girl, go get you some lavender tea, take a sip and chill, okay? All right. So We talked about the tea, we talked about what is in this jar. Now let's get to using it. So this is what the product looks like. You do get an entire fluid ounce in this little tub. It is very lightweight. Like, you guys, this thing doesn't even feel like anything. And this reminds me of like whipped cream. It's very airy and light and pillowy, and I don't know if that's coming through, but look at that. Look, it's like water. It's weird, you guys. It is a weird fluffy texture to it, but it's really nice, and you don't need a lot of it, and you know I'm not going to waste all of that. So some of you may know I do have challenges with my skin tone being inconsistent, because my skin condition causes me to lose pigment, and I stop producing melanin through the middle of my face. So for me, finding products that cover or even out is very difficult. At this point, I've just learned to embrace that. I don't think I have any one product that completely covers, and in my opinion, in order for me to achieve that, I feel like it would take an exorbitant amount of foundation, and I don't like cake face. So I don't mind if my inconsistencies in skin tone peek through the layers of makeup that I apply. That's just me. If you like a more full coverage look and you want to hide everything, then this may not be the product for you. Okay, so there's several ways that you can apply this. I have just kind of taken it and dotted it all over my face. I have tried using this powder brush from e.l.f. to buff it in first and then smooth it out with a beauty blender, or this Real Techniques, can we talk? This Real Technique Miracle Sponge. And you guys, if you're wondering why this thing is so huge and ginormous, this is the face and body one. I just hauled this recently. I will link that somewhere in the cards, but I got the big one because I'm curious and I want to see if this will blend my makeup out better than the normal size one, which the normal size one is amazing. But yes, so I'm going to be using this big old thing today. It's a little intimidating, but yeah, I prefer using sponges. I used to use brushes all the time to blend my makeup out, but I just don't prefer that, because also with me, my skin is dry and flaky and oily at the same time, and any type of friction, rubbing motions tend to lift up my peeling skin, so I just prefer to come in with this. So that is what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to begin to stipple. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so can you guys see that? That's like almost instantly better. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So you guys, let me tell you what I'm going to be using this product for. This is, you can use this for a full face makeup. You can do that. You can use this for quick, I'm just running out the door. I don't want to beat my whole face, but I kind of want to look put together. That's what you can also use this for. Oh, this is amazing. I will caution you though, this sponge seems to soak up quite a bit. Can you see that? And you can, I believe you can use this dry or wet. I'm not sure, but it does soak up quite a bit of product. But let's do the other side. So this is probably going to be my summertime look or go-to product. And you guys, it's really overcast here today, so I do apologize if my lighting is not dark enough or light enough for you, because I'm noticing some shadowing right here, but I have all my blinds open and I record with natural light, so I do apologize. Let me zoom you in just a little bit. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so this is one layer of the product, and as you can see, it's a very sheer coverage. It's not going to hide your sins and all of that. No, it's not going to do that, but it has brought some color into the areas that I told you about that are kind of like not producing color, and you can see that it has evened me out just a tad. So what I'm going to do is come again with a second layer and see what that does. And like I said before, I don't know if I mentioned this because I'm a little rambly today. Please forgive me. I'm slightly distracted because my mother-in-law is coming to visit me today, and I'm so excited. She's coming from Georgia, and I haven't seen her in a little bit, and we are thick as thieves, me and my mother-in-law, and I'm just excited for her to get here. And yeah, we have lots of stuff to do because I'm planning my daughter's graduation party for this Saturday too. So yeah, sorry for the rambliness. Okay, so I've gone ahead and put on the second layer, and I'm just going to begin blending that in. So it's definitely one of these products where you can build it if you want to, and by the time you add on your face powders and stuff, it'll be like almost to like a medium coverage. And because I'm not going anywhere special today, I'm just gonna go ahead and put whatever's remaining on my sponge on my eyes. But you guys, it does dry down to a matte finish. So if you were wondering, can an oily girl use it? I think you can. Just make sure you put down your primer first and you powder after. And this is probably, I tried it out twice over the weekend, and it seemed to hold up well for me, and I like what it did. And as I said before, I prefer using a beauty blender as opposed to a brush, because when I used this brush, I felt like I got a thicker coverage. So if you're looking for a heavier coverage, you might want to use a foundation brush or a buffing brush and really buff it in there and get it into your skin. If you want a lighter application, then I would tell you to go with this. But this is looking pretty good. And let me tell you what I really love about this product, you guys. If I wanted to, I could just stop right here. And this is it. Like, for my moms who are on the go and you don't have a lot of time to be fussing around with a ton of makeup, you could just put this on with a beauty blender, fill your brows in real quick and gloss, and you're done. You're out the door, because it does dry down to somewhat of a powder-like finish, but it's called a skin tint, so it's supposed to be skin-like and resemble your skin, and I do feel like I have that. I don't feel like I just put on a ton of product on my face. I feel like I just put on a tinted moisturizer, which I feel like that's what they're implying by the name. And it is whipped. So the reason why the texture looks that way, I just turned the jar around and actually read the information on there, because I mean, reading is fundamental. I mean, folks, read your packages, okay? Don't just be like me and just open it and start putting it on there. You don't know what's in there. Read the instructions first, please, okay? I'm talking to myself. All right, so it is a whipped water gel broad spectrum SPF 20 sunscreen. So the technology in this, being that it is whipped and a water gel, should also let you know this is a very light product on the skin. It's not going to be heavy. It's not going to weigh you down. Now, the color spectrum on this is different. So when you go into the store or when you go online, you're gonna see that the color range doesn't seem to be very wide. But what I want to stress to you is they have, it's kind of like Urban Decay and the Naked Skin has the numbers and the 9.5 and the this. Well, this is the color Cocoa in 9.5, okay? And this is the deepest shade that I have. The lighter shade up from this one, I believe, is the Honey. So you want to find your color within that spectrum. So I could possibly use Honey, even though it's a little bit lighter, but I could possibly use Honey on my skin as well. So what I'm really trying to say is, because I feel like I'm not making sense, but what I'm saying is this is not one that you want to purchase online, in my opinion. I feel like you need to go in the store. The Ulta carries it, and they have the testers out, and test it on your skin, because you may not be a 9.5, you might be a Honey, or you might be thinking, well, 9.5 looks like it's too dark for me. That's why you need to go in and swatch it and give a little test. Or you might be thinking, well, 9.5 is not dark enough for me. Go and swatch this first. Do not just buy this offline unless you are absolutely sure that you are accurate with your color matching skills. I would not suggest you to just go online and throw it into your cart. I do feel like the shade ranges are accommodating to most skin types. They could have probably went a one more darker than this for my ebony sisters. Like, I feel like, yes, more companies need to include the darkest of the darkest mahogany tones. I think this would be great for my mahogany tone sisters and subscribers and watchers, because who wouldn't want a very lightweight, skin-like beauty product for the summer? I mean, it's just, you do have a little bit of glowy, but if you don't like glowy, you can always powder this down and the glowy will be gone. But my skin feels like my skin. When I touch my face, I don't feel like I have anything on there. Now, it does transfer. I'm not going to lie to you. There is quite a bit of transfer with this. But if you even set this with a translucent setting powder, maybe that will help with the transfer. But just be forewarned, it's highly pigmented. So I think the more pigment a product has, the higher the chance for it being a problem with transfer. So just be mindful of that. This jar is $39, which I feel like it's definitely worth it. You're not, unless you are like scooping this out, you know, in exorbitant amounts, this is gonna last you a very long time. If you have dry, maturing skin, best friend ever, because it is gentle on the skin. It's not irritating to my skin. I do feel like it is also hydrating for the areas of my skin that is dry. I just can't say enough about this product. I do think that Philosophy is onto something with the way that they created this product, and that's pretty much all that I have to say about it. If you have any more questions, please feel free to ask them in the comment box down below. And you know what I'm going to tell you: stay sweet, stay beautiful, and remember, there's always time for tea. I love you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.